What's going on, students? This is Devlin Cassidy, aka The Scholar, coming back at you guys today with another standard deck profile, this time for my girl Ava. So I know you guys definitely wanted to see this build from the updates from DBT10 and Festival, so I just wanted to bring that to you all. But before we get into today's video, make sure you go shop with my team sponsor, Kingslayer Cards, and use the promo code SCHOLAR and save 5% off of your purchase from pre-orders and sealed product. They will get you everything on fast and on time. I know DBT11 is up and other things, so they are in stock and ready for you to purchase. And for a new brand partnership that we have going on with Dank Ritual, if you want beautiful deck boxes like these, beautiful mats you're going to see in the video, and perfect backpacks like these, go please shop with them. They keep me up to date on all of some of the most beautiful TCG accessories, so go check them out. Link is in the description down below, but let's get into the profile. So pretty standard Ava stuff. The original ride line is all you just need to go with. Just search two researches and go into her. Like, this is pretty self-explanatory. It's been the same way since set 5, so there's nothing really needed to change. I just need to get the higher rarity stuff at some point. Next, 3 copies of Ava. This is for Persona riding. So the difference between the Gondiva list, like Persona riding in this deck is like beyond important. So you just want to be able to consistently just get higher power numbers, search, and just go. So I mean, it speaks for itself. And we play 4 copies of grade 3 Obscurade. Obscurade, this is your crit pressure for the deck. So when it's called off a card ability, it gets a crit. And if you have 3 or more set orders when it swings, it gets 10k. And if you just have like 2 or 1, it gets 5k on swing. But the big part is that if you're on the Ava Vanguard, it gets intercept and is a 10k booster. So this is like what makes Ava very tanky, is just having rear guards that get like huge amounts of shield. Moving on into the grade 2s, again, there's 4 copies of the grade 2 Obscurade. This becomes a 10k shield, and when this is called by a card ability, it can battle the opponent's entire front row column. So like, this is very important in the mirror match and other decks, so that way you can just keep like resetting the front row for them, just to keep them off of things like having to force them to commit. This is really good into the Chrono Jet matchup and other things, so absolutely perfect for you to play, and must be at 4 because again, it's a 10k shield interceptor when you have 3 or more set order researches. For the first kind of like big change for the deck, I'm playing 4 copies of the Inhabitable Zone. This card is the Brant Cycler, so when you pitch it for the ride deck, you can Soul Blast 1, put this card to the bottom, draw a card, which is huge, just to keep you like on the same card advantage like Chrono Jet and other things. And you don't mind like committing like one of these early. Like if you flood on these, this can like help you be like an aggro piece in the early game if the matchup calls for it. But the big thing is it kind of changes the deck dimension, as I will just go ahead and show this off now. Is so like the big reason you play this card is because when you Persona ride, you can actually counterblast 1, go search your deck for a set order, put it into your hand, and you can play 2 set orders this turn, and you get to play the next one you can play for free. So our main target right here is the dock from, I believe this is set 3. Yeah, set 3 is this dock. This gives all your grade 2 units boost, which is perfect. Like all the grade 2 rear guards get boost. So this is now a 10k booster, which eliminates like 2 cards of your opponent's hand on average, since most of the guard value is like 5k in Overdress. And because of that, it also like forces now like your opponents have another trigger to adequately guard the attack, which is so huge. Just like turning these into 10k boosters is crazy. And this also draws a card on play, so you can like free play this, then play another research, and so you just get like, you just drown out your opponent in card advantage, and like tempo over time. So like, and not like the non-Gondiva matchup, like you just get these free 10k boosters that just get to chill in the back row. Is like absolutely crazy with the dock, and the dock draws you a card, so it's pretty good. Going into the Perfect Guard grade 1 lineup, we're playing 3 of the Planet Wall and 1 Elementaria. Again, this is for like just Jet Messiah. Like, you don't want to get punished too, like for weird guard restrict. So I always think like Elementaria is going to be around forever. And then this card's just like PGs or PGs, play them, they're good. And then since we're playing Inhabitable Zone, this is why Inhabitable Zone cut out Combine Rusher, is because I still wanted to keep in the Bulba Mines. And so we're playing 2 copies of Bulba Mine. Bulba Mine essentially is just like, it gets you soul back and it gets you a counter charge if you have a set order after it boosts. So it just helps you be able to fulfill Ava's skill fulfill the Inhabitable Zone skill because of its counterblast. So you just don't want to get like weirdly taxed for CB. Although I think that like if you want to like play your resource management a little better and not be like as greedy with all your skills, you can for sure play Combine Rusher and just cut these. But I prefer just having the resources so that way I can be more greedy with like my impactful skills. And then for the other set orders we play, I'm playing 4 copies of the Blue Research Lab. This is the best order still because it pumps units by 5k for a glitter, and it just calls cards from deck. So like it deck thins a bunch for you. And then 4 of this order. I need to get the full arts for these, but that's beside the point. But this card's crazy. This card is like so good against Gondiva, so like it forces their retires to not happen. So you keep your 20k shields. And so the only real way that Ava or the Gondiva can out Ava is with the Meteor Flares, but if they're not playing Meteor Flares and they're just playing Brachioforce because they're not seeing a bunch of Avas, like this card like single-handedly wins you the Gondiva matchup. And then just, I already know I went over it, but just so that way you guys know if you guys missed it, the last like set order we play is that Dock, just because it's just crazy in combination with Inhabitable Zone for you to go and absolutely go wild, but still just 1 Dock. On to triggers, playing 4 of the Vanilla Crit. Got these are from the new festival booster. If you want more Link Joker art ones, like Link Joker is my favorite Stargate clan of all time, so this is why I was like, cool, I'll get back to that. And then 4 of the effect crit. Crits win games, so that's why I think like it's just really important to play the effect crits, just because like you want to be able to like when you hit that 4 to be able to lock them out. So if you're deck thinned enough and like you still have a bunch of crits in deck, I think that just having like the higher number be the crits is just a lot better, because you're able just to be like, oh yeah, I threatened like lethal every swing. It's just absolutely crazy because like you'll swing with like a 2 crit upgrade, have another rear guard that's not a crit, swing with Ava that has a potential to get a crit off the drive checks, they guard it, so then you hit the crit, give it to the unit that doesn't have the crit, and it's called another grade 3 upgrade is like crazy off the Ava skill. So that's kind of like the play pattern thought I do with that. 3 fronts, just because Gondiva is still a thing. Willista's crazy, like high scale power numbers. Like if you really wanted to, if you're seeing like a lot of Gondiva Willista like only, I can definitely see your argument for cutting one of the vanilla crits and playing a 4th one of this, because this card is like absolutely wild. Just having this big shield that can just guard against like pretty much everything too. And also it's important to have in the Jejuled matchup when they set you to 1. In terms though of heals, 3 vanilla. This card's like important. You want to see this for sure. And then we have 1 of the effect crit. Effect crit is applicable for Jejuled, and Jejuled will start being seen more play because of the Impusas now that are getting distributed in the shop challenge. Like the fact that he can just like, oh yeah, set you to 1 and then swing with a crit is crazy. So like this card becoming a 25k shield is super important. So don't sleep on this card. This card is super necessary in a bunch of matchups. So like Gondiva, the Mirror, and Jejuled definitely will punish you if you don't have this. So I think like this is like mandatory now to play, especially inside Ava. Like maybe like even to like if Impusa becomes more popular, I definitely could see myself going to a 2-2 split, like for sure. Even though like Willista though is like Willista is gonna hurt you for overcommitting that, and then of course the Brant over trigger because this wins games. But I will talk about this. So some of my friends actually in their Ava list are playing the red OT, which I'll flash up on the screen here. It is lets you on check choose a unit, and you can give it the ability to restand after it attacks. So which is really important with like ops grade. So like you can give the ops grade 100 million that you call off the Ava, like the grade 3 in this case, and then you're able to have it swing twice with a crit, which has like come up in some times where like, oh, like the 5th attack would have been crazy just to swing with this ops grade twice, like in tandem with like the red OT. But the big thing there is like this card is such a blowout other points because like you can just have like grade 3 ops grade, another like card, like just this card is still very, very good, but it's now tighter because I can definitely see where like the 5th attack on the grade 3 obscurity can come up. But this card, like in the early game too, when you're trying to rush and you hit this, is insane too, just because it's gonna pump like a bunch of damage through. So that's why like I'm still on the Eldo Breath, but I think it's perfectly acceptable if you want to play the new red OT from Festival Collection, that it is doable. Because yeah, that's still pretty good to get a 5th attack in Ava since we're definitely the 4 attack max deck. But that is going to do it for today. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, go shop with Kingslayer if you have not already. They're a great sponsor team, and they're a great store in general. They've had my business for a long time, so I'm really glad to get supported by them. Go shop with Dank Ritual. You see this beautiful playmat? You can have one of your own if you go and shop with them. They're fantastic. Like, it's just like, look at the slide. Look at the slide. It's so good. So go shop with them. They're going to keep you on top of like all the best quality products. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, a wonderful rest of your week. I love you all, and take care.
Just getting it all for you.